Hi, Stacy. How you doing? Hey, I got you. I've got you queued up here with your PSD, but I want to real quick. I just want to jump over here to week four. Let's see, where are we? This is week four, assignment two, right? Yes. So week four, assignment two. So you got this W4T2. That's incorrect. That's what I was trying to tell you. Just for understanding the way that things are labeled, it's W4A2. That stands for week four, assignment two. So no more W4T2 or T1 or whatever. It's W4A2 or W4A1 or W5. Okay, just to help me keep things a little bit more clear. Cool. And then so I have this also as far as the submission requirements. I'm just trying to point this out to you, Stacy, because I'm pretty good about stuff like this, pointing out to things like this where you'll be using things like this in your career in terms of things that might get in your way once you graduate and you're working for a studio, and the ability to follow a spec sheet is really one of them. And what I'm talking about specifically is that this is turned in as a PSD in the discussion board here when it clearly says unflattened PSD downloaded to doc sharing, and then it says right here it says submit a 1-2 paragraph, blah, 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 formal critique. Oh, that's for your critique. Where the heck was that? Oh, first last name, W4A2.PSD. That goes in the doc sharing as a reduced PSD to the W4A2 folder in doc sharing area. Select to share with entire class option. That's so everyone can see your work. Okay? And then what you put in your discussion board is just it's just a JPEG. We don't need to see, like, the class isn't gonna specifically comment on your technical merits. That's for me to do. So you don't need to share the PSD with the class. You see what I'm saying? Just share the JPEG. Okay, that's good coffee. Anyway, just looking at my dog's about to get himself in some trouble over here. So come on, let's go. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so he's here with me today, so I just kind of got to keep an eye on him. Okay, so anyways, we have your guy lined up right here, okay? And I want to take a look at what's going on, okay? And we have your layers, so everything's layered, and that's good. And the best thing is that when I go and turn your layers off, we can see all your layer masking. That's good. What we don't have here is a good solid understanding of exactly how Photoshop works and why it works the way it does. And I think some of this was really summarized and shown very well in some of those video tutorials. And basically, this building a composite, what you've done here is this, is you've taken all of your pictures and you've laid them out on a desk, so to speak, and you've taken a picture of them. But you assembled all your pieces together. Okay, so this is my creature, here's the arms, here's the legs, and here's its head and whatever. So I got my creature all assembled, right? So I put it down on a desk and I take a picture of it. And it seems like that's what you did. Then what you're doing is you're starting to take that and put it in another image and then start to try to mask things. And that's just not how Photoshop works. Let me explain it to you like this and see if this makes any better sense. So what you want to do in Photoshop is you want, instead of putting all your items together and shooting them like it's the creature, what you want to do is you want to shoot different items or collect different pictures of different elements, and then you put that picture into the composite, and then you erase or mask all around that particular part. So in other words, if I want to put an arm on my guy and I'm going along and I find this arm online, I'm like, oh, that arm's perfect. So I grab that arm and I take, instead of, just what I want to do is I want to take the picture of the arm, the whole picture of the arm, okay? And I'm going to take that whole picture, I'm going to put it right in my file, and then I'm going to take all the stuff around my arm and I'm going to erase that out of the file. And I shouldn't say erase, I should say mask, because I've noticed that you've been using the eraser tool. So the reason I say mask is so that I'm left with only my arm, okay? Nothing else is there. It's all still there in case I want to bring it back later, but it's not there. So now I can take this arm and rotate it this way or whatever way I want to rotate it, I can use it. I'm not stuck with this particular format where it's just laid out in front of me. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what masking really is. Now, you know how to mask, you know how to mask, obviously, because there. Okay, it's just the way that you're composing the piece, all right? What I want you to do is this. I want you to think about the background also. And why am I asking you to think about the background? Because right now, I'm really lost. I mean, I can't tell what this is in the image. And if you don't believe me, ask a few people around you. Do you have any kids or nieces or nephews or even neighbors? Just ask, what do you see here? What do you see? And they're going to look at it at first, and I guarantee you the first thing they're not going to say is, oh, there's that little cool thing on top of the cake. Because it's not recognizable as a little cool thing yet. It's just kind of this, you know, you're stuck with this thing that you assembled and shot. Excuse me. So you're kind of stuck a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. Okay? So I really want you to take a look at some of those compositing technique tutorials. And I want you to think about the approach. Now listen, you're going to score just fine on this. Your grade will be just fine because you're showing technical proficiency. What I'm shooting for is a piece that's ready for your portfolio. Okay, so think about it. If you don't want to resubmit, I understand. I mean, like I said, technically you're there, but creatively, I think that we could probably use some improvement. All right? Okay, cool. Thanks, Stacy. Get with me if I need to make more sense out of this. Okay, thanks.